can be sometimes tricky to translate into French. It really is like a fun little puzzle, and today we are going to solve it together, piece by piece. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll see there's a brilliant logic to it all.
Okay, let's just dive right in. Over on the left, you've got English. With its simple one-size-fits-all, it is. Easy peasy, right? But then you look to the right at French, and whoa, it's immediately asking you for more info. Is it a masculine thing, a feminine thing, or is it just a general idea? This right here is the heart of the code we're about to crack. And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It might look like a total mess of options, but here's the secret. Every single one has a very specific job to do. And by the time we're done here, you are going to have all the keys to unlock this thing. All right, let's start with the basics. Build this from the ground up. The first set of clues is all about what happens when it is standing in for a specific noun. Either as the subject doing the action or the object receiving it. Nailing this part will give you a huge confidence boost right away. Okay, check this out. In English, we just use it for everything. The book, it is blue. The car, it is fast. But look what French does. For the book, le livre, which is a masculine noun, it becomes il. And for the car, la voiture, which is feminine, it becomes elle. It's directly connected.
The subject pronoun it, when translated into French, always agrees in gender and number.
So here's the golden rule, the number one thing you gotta remember. You're not really translating the word it. Nope. What you're doing is you're looking back at the noun that came before, and you're making your new word agree with that noun's gender. That is the first major key. And hey, this same logic works perfectly when it is the thing getting the action, the direct object. So if you're talking about seeing a masculine object, you use la. Drawing a feminine thing, you use la. And you see that super handy little L with the apostrophe? That just pops up when the next word starts with a vowel, which, makes everything flow so much better.
In French, object pronouns are placed before the conjugated verb.
Okay, let's level up. We've got our next set of clues coming in. So what happens when it isn't a specific thing, like a book or a car? What if it is an entire situation, a whole abstract idea? Well, when it gets all abstract, French gives you these awesome tools. C'est is your go-to for general statements like, it's true. You'll hear this one constantly. Then you've got ça, which is perfect for everyday spoken French, like in, that bothers me. And cela, it's pretty much the same thing, just a little more formal. These guys handled the big picture ideas.
When referring to abstract ideas, it is translated as ce or si apostrophe before the verb être. Before other verbs, it becomes ça in spoken French and cela in formal French.
Now for something that might sound a little weird at first. Think about when we say it's raining. What exactly is the it that's doing the raining? Nothing, right? It's just a placeholder word we need to make the sentence work. Well, English does this all the time, and guess what? So does French. For all those placeholder jobs, French has what we can call a dummy subject, and it's il. It's not referring to a guy or any masculine object, it's just a grammatical tool. So you use it for weather, like il pleut, you use it for time, like il est tard, and you use it for these big impersonal statements, like il faut étudier, it is necessary to study. All right, you have absolutely leveled up. You've gotten past the foundational stuff. So now it's time for the 2 pro keys. These are the ones that are going to make your French sound incredibly natural, super fluent. Get ready for un and y. Our first pro key is
En.
This little word is an absolute powerhouse. It's a kind of super pronoun that swoops in and replaces any phrase that would have started with the word de, which usually means of or from. It's a secret that English often hides. And using it is like a simple 2-step dance. First, you just spot a phrase that means of something or talks about a quantity of something. Then you just swap that whole idea out with the tiny word
En.
and you tuck it right in there before the verb.
In French, the pronoun en is used to replace a quantity or a noun preceded by the preposition de or the partitive article du, de la, and des. For example, first image. Il a trois pommes. Trois pommes is a quantity. I can replace trois pommes by en. Il en a trois. Second image. Elle parle de son livre. Son livre is preceded by the preposition de. I can replace son livre by elle en parle. Third image. Il prend des photos. Photo is preceded by the partitive article des. So I can replace photo by en. Il en prend.
That's it. And just look at how slick this is. Instead of a clunky, I'm talking about this topic, you can just say, j'en parle. I'm talking of it. Someone offers you cake, you don't need to repeat cake. You just say, oui, j'en veux. Yes, I want some of it. It packs so much meaning into just one tiny, powerful word. So our second master key is y. And you can think of it as the partner in crime to en. While en takes care of all those phrases with de, y steps in to handle phrases that are introduced by the preposition a, which usually means things like to, at, or in. And the process is just as clean and simple. You find a phrase with a that's followed by a thing, or more often, a place. Then, just like with en, you swap out that whole chunk of meaning with eject and slot it in right before the verb. Easy. This is such a game changer. So whether you're talking about physically going to a location, j'y vais means I'm going there, or you're talking about thinking about a problem, j'y pense means I'm thinking about it, y is your elegant little shortcut. It's just incredibly useful.
The pronoun y is used when it refers to a place or something introduced by a. Y never replaces a person. For example, il va à l'école. I can replace l'école by I. Il y va. It's a place. Second example, elle pense à son vélo. I can replace son vélo by y. By I. Elle y pense. It's a thing preceded by a. Third example, il s'intéresse à la musique. I can replace la musique by I, because la musique is preceded by a. Il s'y intéresse.
Okay, deep breath. We did it. You've gathered all the clues, you've mastered all the keys. From the basic il and elle all the way up to the pro level en and y. So now let's put everything together in your personal code breakers guide. And here it is. This slide right here, you can see how we map the meaning of the English it on the left straight across to the correct French pronoun in the middle with a clear example on the right. We've got it as a subject, it as an object, it as a big idea, the dummy it, and of course our two pro keys, en and y. This is your entire codebook on one screen. So what's the big takeaway here? Well, you've gone from what probably felt like confusing chaos to total clarity. The system isn't a mystery anymore, is it? It's just a predictable, logical tool that you now know how to use. You've officially cracked the code, and now the real fun begins, getting out there and putting it into practice.